It is windy outside. There is no doubt about that. Now check out our desert camera. Can you see all of the tumbleweeds moving down the road? We need more snow in our mountains. It's winter. We certainly have not been seeing enough of it this year. But over the course of this week, I'm tracking 3 winter storms that are looking to deposit several inches. Look at this view down El Paseo and Palm Desert. Out for a stroll, a scooter ride, whatever it may be, enjoy it. You can see that wall of dust moving across the desert, moving towards the west. So certainly going to be monitoring this through the remainder of this evening as that wind continues to carry it closer and closer to the Coachella Valley. There is a severe thunderstorm warning right over I-10 between Desert Center and Blythe. Jacqueline Cochran Airport recorded a gust of 60 miles per hour, meeting the criteria for a severe thunderstorm warning to be issued. Again, rain is not a factor. When we're looking at rainfall totals all across the Coachella Valley, it has been incredibly light. But it also does not make it easy if you are out on the roadways. We're talking about reduced visibility from the blowing sand, the blowing dust. And then you also have to consider air quality. Everyone remembers Friday. Friday we had a high of 109. That was record heat here in the Coachella Valley. It was record heat in Palm Springs, record heat in Thermal. Thankfully, we're not talking records today. We're still under the influence of this ridge of high pressure that's been bringing us such warm temperatures, but now it's this trough of low pressure that's moving inland, and as it does so, it's strengthening our onshore flow, which is going to be resulting in gusty west winds here in the desert. The main concern here is the heavy rain that's expected, especially around the mountains, and that could result in more runoff. That runoff resulting in the flooding, moving from the southeast up to the north. So we had that dry air to start, but notice that surge of moisture really pushing that dry air out of here. This is the reason for the heat. And then it began to shift a little bit farther towards the east. And when it did that, it opened up the door and said, come on in. Like Madison had mentioned, yes, there was rain in the desert. This is a view of downtown Palm Springs of the rain falling. Yes, real rain. Real water falling from the sky right here in the Coachella Valley. It wasn't a lot, but you know what? It's something, and we haven't had measurable rain here in the desert since March. We needed it drastically, but that was then. Check out right now, sunshine. Back to our sunny Palm Springs, even seeing the shadows of the palm trees out across the roadway. This is what we're really working with as we continue throughout the rest of this evening. We are going to be watching less and less activity out on our radar as it all gets pushed more towards the east, northeast. So when we're taking a look back at the radar, well, yeah, we're seeing plenty of that activity, but right now really just focusing on what's happening around San Gorgonio. A few more cells are going to be working their way across the high desert, and then primarily what's happening around I-10 between Desert Center and Blythe. Now, there was a severe thunderstorm warning that has been allowed to expire, but you're still seeing a lot of lightning, heavy rain within this area, strong wind gusts. There was even some hail. There is still a flash flood warning in effect right here, this polygon that you see in red. This is scheduled to expire at 8 p.m. Notice, so that the rain has since passed this area. Still, ponding of water out on the roadways would be the primary concern here in little low-lying areas. Keep this in mind if you do have to head out across the desert later on this evening. If you encounter some rain, encounter some slick spots on the road, this is what's happening. Be aware before you get out on the roadways. But just know what happened here in the Coachella Valley. While it was great to see, we need more of it. We need a lot more of it. Palm Springs recording 3/100ths of an inch. That actually set a daily rainfall record for the date. At just 3/100ths of an inch. It doesn't take a lot to set a record here in the desert, but that's exactly what happened. Up in Yucca Valley, 8/100ths of an inch. So still, we're seeing those totals less than 1/10 of an inch all across the desert. We need more. So far for the year, Palm Springs from January 1st to today's date has picked up just over 6/10 of an inch. Where we should be for this time of year would be more than 2.5 inches. We are not there. We are not close to being there. It is still incredibly dry out there, and that's why dry lightning has been the primary concern, because there's not a lot of rain associated with a lot of these showers. Still, beautiful skies out there. Get ready for the sunset. Be sure to send your photos to share@kesq.com. We had a high temperature of 100 degrees this afternoon in Palm Springs. If you want it warmer, if you want it drier, just wait. That's what's headed our way, and we'll continue to heat up. John and Karen on our Comfort Air 7-day forecast. Sunday, Monday, 1 teens.
Yeah, that's what the summer's all about around here.
That it is.
Thank you, Ellie.